Damn, I look a mess. What's going on, guys? My name is Johnny, and on today's video I'm gonna show you the strategies that I use to crush my goals every time and to help you do the same. Coming up. When you want to achieve a goal or something you have in mind, you always have to make a plan on how to achieve it in your mind. You grab a piece of paper, you write down the checkpoints you have to cover in order to come closer to its accomplishment, and you go from there. In a few words, set up short-term goals that will lead you to the accomplishment of your bigger goal. I remember 6 years ago, when I was 18, I finished high school and I started thinking, what am I gonna do with my life? I was living in a small island in Greece, working only seasonal job because our working season depended from good weather in order to have tourists, and I didn't have any idea what I wanted to do. I knew that I didn't have any goals in mind, but I had to change my life because I wasn't happy. Then I asked myself, what do you like to do? What do you want to do for the rest of your life? And the answer was cooking. I took a piece of paper and I wrote down everything I might need, taking always the worst case scenario that can possibly happen so I can be ready for the worst. I found a school, it was called HRC Culinary Academy, and I wrote down all the details. I wrote down everything. How much time it's gonna take me, how much money I'm gonna need for the semesters, how much money I'm gonna need for the rent of the house, how much money I'm gonna need for food for each day. I wrote down everything, taking always the worst case scenario that can possibly happen so I can be ready for the worst. The first step was done, I found the school, I found the informations. The second step was, how do I make it happen? I knew that I had 1 year until I found the money because I had to go to the army first. Yeah, it's mandatory in Greece. So I started saving. I saved from everything. For 1 year I was broke as f***. But I knew that one day in the future I won't be. I knew that everything was for the better, so I can have a better life, so my kids in the future to have a better life. But I had to struggle and hustle in order to make it happen. So I finished the army, I went to the school. Thanks to some paid internships, I made some money. Thanks to some scholarships, I saved some extra money. And thanks to my family that's been supporting me all that time, 3 years after, I managed to graduate with honors, having that feeling of satisfaction, having the feeling that I had accomplished something in my life. And after all this, my goal for these 3 years was done. I don't know for you, but after all that talking, I got hungry, so let's go shopping and let's make something to eat. All-time favorite breakfast. Oh. Back to our topic, I gave you an example how I achieved my very first goal in my life, and now I'm gonna give you a second one. At the age of 22, I didn't like how my teeth looked like, so I've decided to put braces on. And again, I took a piece of paper and I wrote down I will need that amount of time with that amount of money. Where do I start? My biggest problem was again money, so I sat down and I made my plan. I make this amount of money every month, I need that much for my rent, I need that much for food and for everything else. The rest, they can go to the dentist. I made my plan from the beginning, step by step, how to achieve my goal without worries, and I was ready. The next year, boom, the same. I wanted to start my YouTube channel, so I sat down and I made my plan. I will need that equipment with this amount of time and this amount of money. Where do I start? I make this amount of money every month, I need that much for food, that much for rent, all the rest are going for my goal. 6 months after, boom! I bought camera, microphone, tripod, laptop, everything, and I started making videos. You, for example, wanna buy a house? Okay, ask yourself, where do I start? If you take a credit from the bank, make your plan. How much time is gonna take you to fully pay it, and how much money each month you can give so you can fully pay it. The plan you make, it's everything. If your plan is correct, you will always be one step ahead of everything that happens in your life because you will be in control of it. Always ask yourself, what is your goal and how do I make it happen? What are the small steps that I have to complete so I can come closer and closer to the accomplishment of my goal? I often hear from my friends, Johnny, how are you so calm? You look like you don't care about what's happening in your life. Well, the answer, it's always the same. I just have a very clear vision on what do I want to achieve and how to achieve it. I just need some time. That's all. If I can achieve my goals every time, then you can do it too. I am not better than you, I am not smarter than you, I just have a better plan. You're good and smart enough to crush your goal every time if you make your plan correctly. The plan you make for no matter what you want to achieve in life, it's everything. Peace.